morning everyone, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is that you're watching this video, coming to you live from the garden, in my garden studio. So much love and gratitude to you. This class is actually going to be dedicated to building and sustaining a level of resilience and power. So it's going to be a power, gentle flow class. So when you're ready, just come up to the top of your mat and just find your beautiful standing position. So finding Uttanasana, rolling the outside edges of the feet down, hands are focused forward. Releasing any tension that may be sitting through the pelvic bowl, also releasing any tension that may be sitting through the glutes. Soften the shoulders, lift the heart. So it's going to be an energizing practice for around 30 minutes. So to build heat, to build resilience, to build power. So before we begin the class, let's just place our hands onto our navel. So right hand onto navel, left hand onto the beautiful sacral area. And just feel the connection to your belly. Connection to your womb space. The space where creativity lives and breathes. This connection to the sense of joy, to the sense of vitality, and also to Manipurna for this sense of courage, this sense of stepping out into the world to shine your light. And as you're connecting in with these beautiful energetic points in the body, also now just tune your mind into your breath. So it's the rise and fall of the breath. The inhale is through the nose, and the exhale is out the nose. The inhale, as you're drawing the energy in from the bases of the feet, you're channeling the energy up through to the knees, you're softening through the buttocks. And there's a slight pause into Muladhara, into the root. And on the exhale, let's just ground the energy back to the earth. So the inhale drawing in from the roots that you're planting into the earth, into the soil. Reach deep within the fertile abundance of Mother Earth and draw this life force in through and connect up to the base of your spine. And on the exhale, what I'd like you to do is just exhale, just by traveling the breath up the front body, up to the heart, up to the throat, out through the top of the two nostrils, out over the third eye, out over the top of the crown. And then exhale, inhale, exhale, carrying the breath now over the top of the crown, down through the back body, back over the buttocks, back through the back of the legs, and then back through to the base. So the centering and grounding practice, you're connected to the earth, but you're also connected to something above us, to Father Sky. So as you're settling in with this breath rhythm, just maintain this flow of the breath. So let the breath be the guide for your practice. So as we're just bringing hands into the prayer position, into Namaskar prayer pose, just generating a little bit of heat in through the palms. Continuing with your breath. And now let's just breathing into the palms. So breathing out. Next breath. Warming the hands and then just placing the right hand over the heart, left hand cupping the heart. Bowing head in gratitude and establishing a relationship with your beautiful practice. So just take my mala beads off and just sit them next to my feet. Just to remind me that the practice is more than the asana. So when you're ready to flow, let's just ground the feet and let's turn the palms facing up. Inhale up over the head. Look up to Father Sky. Beautiful practice. Exhale. Let's just slowly now fold the body forward. Bending the knees, just resting the chest on the knees here. Spring of the hands, making just a beautiful egg shape. And just Some lovely warming twists side to side, grounding the feet. Next, inhale, bend the knees, swing the arms, palms facing together behind us. And now let's just reach the arms forward on the next inhalation, Uttanasana variation. Next breath is to lift the arms and lift the hands up over the head. Look up for hope. Slight bend. Just watch your neck if there's low blood pressure issues, but just be mindful of the connection to the blood flow. Next, inhale, raising the palms up and open. Exhale, float yourself forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. You can bend off the knees, just as we're slowly starting to open and awaken the body, rolling the shoulders, swiveling the hips side to side. Next, inhale, bend the knees, lift the heart, palms facing together, shift the arms behind us. Take a seat, buttocks low. Next, inhale, bring the arms forward, Uttanasana, so reach out from the fingertips. Next, inhale, rise yourself up and open, hips focused forward. Length through the armpits, length through the chest. Slight tilt in the back if that serves you this morning. Inhale, hands back to take Samastitihi prayer pose. Next, inhale. Raise the arms up and open. Exhale, hands through to the prayer position. Let's bend ourselves forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Next, inhale, raise the heart forward. Adho Uttanasana, halfway lift. Making sure we're tilting the hips back, lifting the heart space forward. Next, inhale, bend the knees. Shift the arms back behind us. Palms focused together. Next, inhale, raise yourself forward. And then the inhale is raising yourself up, hips forward, arms up to the heavens, to Father Sky. And exhale, bring hands gently as they rest into the heart. Bowing your head to the practice as we start the flow again. Raise the arms up. Exhale through to the heart space. Exhale, forward fold. Next, inhale, Adho Uttanasana. Next, exhale, let's lift that right leg up. Let's plant the right leg to behind us, coming into our Crescent Lunge pose. So up to the spring of the toe, let's place the hands onto the waist. Let's release the front of the hip flexor. Let's lift the hips forward. Let's lift the ribs. Nice variation is to place the hands to palms, fingers facing up at the lower spine, lumbar spine. Lift and open the heart space. Couple of breaths here. That's it. Next, inhale. If it's within your practice, raise the arms up over the top of the head. That's it. And now, let's release, reach as far as you can into the heavens. In front of you, come into a high lunge now, spring of the hands. Next, inhalation, flatten the hands, left leg comes back. Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward facing dog. Let's just walk the feet. Just the variations there, just to warm through, making sure that we're connecting with the pelvic tilt, navel up, shoulders away from the ears. Nice connection to the wrists, the 5-pointed star in terms of the knuckles. That's it, meander the feet, just walking the dog. That's it. So next, inhalation, getting ready to transition, so bending the knees. Focal point is forward, right leg comes back into the high lunge. The left leg comes forward to meet. Uttanasana, forward fold. Next, inhale, bend the knees. Raise the arms behind us. Let's lift the heart forward, lift the arms forward, looking forward, take a seat. That's it, raise the arms up and open, inhale. And slight back bend if that serves you. Just watch the neck. And exhale, hands through the prayer pose. Bowing the head in gratitude as we continue to flow the opposite side. Inhale, over the head. And the exhale, float yourself forward. Uttanasana. Exhale. That's it, ground the feet, raise the heart up, a halfway lift, making sure that we're strong through the pelvis, not forcing any of the movement, just going with the peace and grace of the flow, feeling into your body. That's it, next. Exhale, getting ready to transition, lift that left leg, pointing the toe, spring of the toe now, grounding and getting your balance here as we come up into our crescent lunge. So making sure, spring of the toe, hips are focused forward. Let's lift the heart here. Hands to the waist. Making sure that we're not over-rotating the knee across the toes. Next inhale is placing the hands on the lumbar spine, fingers facing up the back, elbows towards one another. The front of the shoulders locked forward, lift the heart. Length through that left leg. Next inhale, reaching up and open. That's it. Next exhale, float yourself forward, reaching forward, planting the hands. Right leg comes back, downward facing dog. Exhale. Let's just walk the dog here. Beautiful. Rotating the hips side to side. That's it. Breath. So next inhale, getting ready to transition. So if we bend the knees and look forward, our focal point is to the top of the mat as we place the left foot to the top of the mat. The right leg comes forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Grounding the feet, raising yourself up, expanding the heart open, hips forward, inhale, and exhale is release. So let's continue that flow. Inhale, over the head, exhale, hands through to the prayer position. Exhale, variation, forward fold, Uttanasana. Next inhale, bend the knees, raise the arms back behind us. Now place the arms a little bit higher and take a seat, Utkatasana. Lift the heart up, raising yourself up and open. Inhale, exhale, hands through to prayer pose. So continue to flow here. Inhale up over the head. Exhale, float yourself forward. Inhale, raise the heart, Adho Uttanasana. Exhale, right leg comes back. Now taking your high lunge here. That's it, breath. Next inhale, just place the palms forward. Exhale. Inhale, just rotating the breath and the movement. Inhale, exhale. So lengthening out that left leg, rising up, sinking lower. Now next exhale. Flat of the hands, left leg comes back into your downward facing dog. Breathing here. That's it, breath, stabilizing the pose. Next transition. So it's that right leg that comes back into the high or low lunge, left leg forward, Uttanasana. That's it, take a seat now, raise the arms back behind you, arms forward, next breath, reach out, lift the heart, raising yourself up in one motion, hips forward, that's it, breath. And exhale. Once again, flowing with the breath. Next inhale is now just lift, ground to that right foot. And if we can, let's come up to standing on a moon pose or floating on a cloud. Left knee into the chest. Pointing of the left toe. Raising the arms up, elbows into the ears. Nice and long, grounded, strong. That's it, beautiful balanced pose. Exhale, hands come through to the prayer. And if you'd like to transition, coming in to find balance. And exhale, flat of the hands, left leg comes back. Exhale, downward facing dog. That's it, finding balance in the chaos. Next inhale, right leg forward, high lunge. Left leg Uttanasana, forward fold. Round the feet, raise yourself up. Inhale, exhale, hands through the prayer pose. Once again, let's ground that left leg, opposite side. This could be enough for you here in terms of your balance by just bringing the toe up. You may want to now just lift. Bring the right knee as close as you can, pointing of that right toe. Next inhale, raise yourself up, elbows into the ears. Focal point or drishti in front. Hands through to prayer. And you're taking your transition. We're bringing hands to the floor. Exhale. Right leg comes back, followed by the left. Downward facing dog. That's it, breath. So next inhale, spring of the toes. Coming into your Balasana squat pose. So the elbows inside edge of the knees. Raising your hands deeply connected, squatting down, so allowing the pelvic bowl to tilt forward and this squat towards the earth. Beautiful pose for release. Next inhale, let's just reach the arms forward and concave ourselves around our spine. So it's the vertebrae of the spine opening, ribs are supporting ourselves, breath in and out. Next inhale, bring the hands back to the heart space. Breath. Breathing strongly here. Next inhale, reach the hands forward. Concave yourself in, so bow yourself. Inhale, hands into the prayer position. That's it. Breath now is just raising yourself up, turning the toes in towards each other. And just allowing yourself now to come into a forward fold. Let's just come into grabbing onto the elbows and just sinking ourselves forward. That's it. And what we're going to be doing now is turning to use the length of the mat. So coming into what we call wide leg forward fold. So from this position here, the toes are focused forward. And let's just focus the hips, lift the heart up, placing the hands onto the waist. Next inhale, lift the chest up, lead with the chin. And just release yourself forward into a natural fold. So we don't want to create too much stress in terms of trying to get to the floor. Okay, so just your natural place to fall. And just feel the length in the hamstrings, the integrity in the toes are nice and forward. And you're just in this kind of ragdoll pose here. So if that's too much for the knees, just slightly bend the knees or shorten your stance. So next inhale, if it's within our reach, place the palms of the hands to the inside of the feet. Raise the heart up. And the exhale, which is just to go a little bit deeper into your fold. That's it, breath. So just working the fold a little deeper. Next inhalation, let's just move both hands now, the right hand to, if we can, just focus it towards the left foot. A little bit deeper into the twist. With your left hand, just raising the hand to the waist. And let's just exchange that the opposite side now. So it's the left hand towards the top of the right foot. So it's the right hand now onto the waist. Nice forward fold twist. So next inhale is now just bringing that right hand into the middle of the pose, coming into finding a twist into the left side. Next inhale, raising the arm up and open. Wide leg forward fold, Uttanasana in twist. Next exhale, exchanging that left hand for the right. And coming into that twist. That's it, breath. Next inhale. Just coming into your natural forward fold here. Surrendering forward, maintaining the integrity in the pose, maintaining strength. Next inhale, let's just meander ourselves now with the left foot focused forward on the front of the mat. That right foot, just bring it a little closer towards the left, and I'd like the right foot position in 45 degrees. Spring of the hands towards the front of the mat. Let's lift the heart up. So if that's too much for the hamstring on the left side, let's just slightly bend the knee. But if you can tolerate that, let's think about just using the hip to kind of act as a pulley to create the length and space. Lift the navel, lift the heart. Coming into the waterfall pose. That's it, breath here, strong. Bending off that left leg, and let's just meander ourselves now to the opposite end of the mat. So it's that right foot, so I'm going to be facing the opposite side. It's the left foot that's in 45 degrees. Placing the spring of the hands and that hamstring on the right side. Lifting your pelvis up and pulling that left hip back. Nice lengthen the hamstring once again. If that's too much, just bend off the knee. And you may be able to get a little bit more length and space. If you have that, you may be able to fold forward. That's it. So now coming off the spring of that to that spring of that left toe, right leg comes back, downward facing dog. So next inhale, let's just move with a transition between Uttanasana, the wide leg forward fold, the high lunge and down dog. So on the next breath, spring of the toes, the right leg comes forward into the high lunge, rotating that right foot to the top of the mat now, high lunge, flat of the hands, left leg comes back, downward facing dog. Using the left leg forward, high lunge, rotating yourself around to the top of the mat, up to the spring of the left toe, planting the hands, right leg comes back, downward facing dog. Still using the left leg is the lead, left leg forward, turning yourself around, right leg to the top of the mat, spring of the toe, planting the hands, right leg comes back, downward facing dog. Exhale here. Still continuing with the left leg forward, high lunge, rotate yourself, spring of that left leg, planting the hands, right leg comes back, downward facing dog. And the final rotation with the left leg comes forward, high lunge, rotate your body, switching, moving, using the mat, right leg comes back. Stabilize here. And of course, if you need to take a break, just come back to your rest position. So we're now starting with the right leg. From downward facing dog, spring of the toes, right leg comes forward. Once again, rotating the opposite side. Spring of that right toe, plant the hands, left leg comes back, downward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale, right leg. That's it. Plant the feet, rotate yourself, planting the hands, left leg comes back. And just finding your space on the mat. That's it, beautiful. Right leg once again, spring of the toes. Right leg comes forward. That's it. Left leg comes back. And the final rotation, right leg forward. High lunge. Rotate yourself. Left leg comes back. Downward facing dog. Feeling the heat. Let's come back to take tabletop. Let's flip the toes back. And let's have a rest in child pose Balasana. Reaching the hands forward, tucking the head down. Imagining you have a ball of light through the top of the crown to the base of the spine. And let's just release the arms, palms facing up. And when you're ready, just lifting your heart up to feel the vibrancy of this beautiful flow practice to build intensity, to build heat. So I'm just going to leave you now for a couple of moments to take your own Shavasana. So thank you so much for moving and flowing with me on this beautiful morning. Namaste.